Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Long Dark. In this episode, we're going to try to work our way more into the Coastal Township and try to get back to the gas station. I believe there's a gas station there that we're going to try to find, and we're going to try to set that up as our home base. So I went ahead and went through my inventory from the last episode, and there's not much I can really get rid of. We're pretty encumbered, so it's going to be pretty interesting with how slow we're going to be walking, because we're going to get tired pretty quick. Just the simple fact of how much stuff we have on us. I mean, this is the max speed we're walking right now. So it's going to be a process. It's going to take quite some time to actually get anywhere. So we're going to kind of work our way out of this cabin. So we're currently on Jackrabbit Island is where we are. We're going to work our way to the... Not quite sure which direction that is. But we're going to work our way over here to this other island where there's another cabin and see what we can find there, and then work our way, continue that direction, and hopefully get into the Coastal Township. So it's going to be a long walk and a slow walk because of just how encumbered. There's just, unfortunately, I need all this stuff that I'm carrying, so I can't really drop it, knowing that, you know, we're also going to be going to a possible, I guess a safe house, you could say. Just kind of like a base, a home base that we're going to have. So I do apologize if you hear banging. It's currently 12:30 at night, and that's when my upstairs neighbors like to walk their elephant. So if you hear that banging, that's just, you know, the elephant getting its exercise for the day. I really appreciate the fact that they like to do that late at night and not during the day when normal people do things, but that's totally fine. So yeah, not really going to talk about, I mean, I'm obviously going to talk about the game as it's happening, but as you can see, this is what's going to happen in this episode. If this is too boring for you, if this is not enough progress being made for you, you might want to skip this episode. But I know the people that watch The Long Dark, you know, watch it for whatever happens, and this is currently what's happening. God, it looks like we're not moving at all when I look this direction. Look at this. Terrible. But yeah, so I'm just going to kind of talk about some random stuff, some stuff that I'm doing in my life. So obviously this episode didn't go out yesterday, and that was my bad. On Sunday, I spent most of the day doing some stuff to get ready for Monday, which Monday I had to go into the California Highway Patrol and get a fix-it ticket written off by an officer, and I had to make sure that my vehicle was ready to be inspected. For those of you that don't know, I own a Crown Victoria, an old police car, and when I bought it, it was somebody was using it as a security car, and it was black and white. And I purchased the vehicle and removed the campus safety from the side of it, then just drove around with it black and white while I was saving up money to try to get it like either painted or vinyl wrapped or something to kind of get it a solid color. And apparently that's against the law. There's a law. It's a vehicle code like 27605, which is like look like a cop car is what it said. And so I had to get it vinyl wrapped. Well, I didn't have to get it vinyl wrapped, but I had to make it one color. And I thought, okay, I could do this half-ass and make it look terrible, or I could really get in there and do it properly. You know, do it once, do it right, and just not worry about it. And that way it looks good. It's something that I like, and I'm also at the same time taking care of the ticket. Didn't really have the funds to get that done. Well, I did. I barely made it by. Barely had enough funds. I really wanted to save up more so I didn't have to like drain my bank account trying to do it. But I got it done. I got it done right. It looks great. So I had to then go into the CHP to say, hey, I got this done. Can you write off and say that I got this done? So then when I go into court next month, I can say, hey, the CHP said everything's good. So I had to get my vehicle legal. It was legal. The only issue was there was, you know, my front license plate had to be removed to vinyl wrap the front bumper. And in California, you need a front plate. So I had to get that back on, which turned out to be a massive ordeal, more than it should have been. It was going to consist of me going and buying a rivet gun, and in 10 minutes I could pop rivets back on and it would be on and everything would be good. And well, it turned out to be a whole big ordeal of going to the store 3, 4, 5 times looking for screws and bolts and nuts and everything and just trying to get this thing done. I eventually ended up laying under my bumper for about 2 hours, attempting to feed bolts through these little tiny holes where I had no room because the crash bar was right behind the bumper, and I almost decided to take the front bumper off. So it was this whole process that took way longer than I thought it was going to. And by the time it was done, I was exhausted and I was just beat. And it was 90 degrees out. I was sweating. I was just miserable. But I had to get it done because I had to get my vehicle inspected on Monday. And I'll tell you why in a second. So by the time I got done and got inside and it was, getting dark, not getting dark, but it was like 8 o'clock at night. It was pretty late. I decided to, I thought, okay, well, I got to do a long dark. And I just decided to relax a little bit. And I was just too exhausted to do it. It just wasn't going to be a good recording and a good, moment. So I just thought, you know what? I need to recuperate. I need to kind of just get myself together. So that's why I'm recording it today, Monday. Well, Monday-ish. And, I got the vehicle inspected. Everything's all good. Front plate's back on there. So everything's solid. Everything's good. And the reason why I wanted my vehicle inspected today was tomorrow, about the time, maybe by the time you guys are watching this, I will be getting my windows tinted on my Crown Vic. And I'm very excited about that. And I am, some of you might be thinking, well, why would tinting the windows, why would you want to get it inspected before that? Well, I'm going to tint my windows not quite California legal because I just simply don't believe in the tint law. And that's a whole thing that I can get into, and I probably will, just so it can give us something to talk about while we're slowly crawling around this map and slowly dying of fatigue. But I think is that a house right there? I think it is. Yeah, so we got some shacks and houses and stuff, so we should be able to get whatever's in this. And then kind of work our way over there. And then from there, I believe we can work our way over. I'm not quite sure. The gas station might be I think the town might be right there. I'm not 100% sure about that. So we'll have to figure that out. But we'll just kind of pick through this place real quick and see what we can get. I mean, I do want to carry, as much as I can, just because I'm kind of working my way towards a base. Do I have a hat? I think I do. I don't know which one's better. Oh, well, the one I'm wearing, obviously. I thought I might have had like a knit cap or something that, wasn't exactly that. But yeah, so I wanted to tint my windows, and I'm not going to listen to the California law. The California law states that in the rear, this is why I had my, oops, how do I open my inventory? I just totally blanked on how to open my inventory for some reason. The California law states that on the rear of your vehicle, so the back seat and the actual rear window, you can do any percentage of, dark, like black tint. So you can do all the way limo, which is what I'm going to do on my rears. You cannot do colored, and you cannot do like reflective, like a chrome sort of reflective. That you can't do that. And then they also say that you cannot tint your driver and passenger windows with 0%. They don't want any sort of tint on your driver and passenger windows. I don't believe in that. That's the part that I don't believe in. I'm glad they let us tint, the backs however much we want, but the driver and passenger being 0%, I don't believe in that in the state of California. In Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, all that, you can tint your front windows because the heat, it's pretty decent. I mean, in Arizona, obviously, but Nevada, Oregon, they don't get too hot, but they have their moments. And it's okay for them to tint their windows, which is kind of the whole point of window tint. Window tint serves like two purposes for me. It's sun protection, and it's a little bit of privacy. I like my privacy when I'm sitting at a light. I don't like somebody just staring at me. It's kind of weird. So it's it kind of serves two purposes. And I don't believe that in the state of California where it's, especially now in the summer where it's 90 degrees pretty much every day, that we cannot, we cannot have window tint. That doesn't make sense to me. And, oh, it's a whole fish. I saw it from this angle and I'm like, what is this? It's like flattened. Okay. So yeah, I just don't believe, it just doesn't make sense to me that we can't do it. And I know like cops say like safety, at night you can't see out your window so well. And I drove my old Crown Vic for 4 years with dark windows on the front, the same amount of tint that I'm going to do currently on my new Crown Vic. And I had no problems. I never once hit anything. I never once couldn't see. If I really had trouble like parking my car in an unfamiliar place, I rolled my windows down. And that was the only time that I ever had to do that. When I was driving, it was actually easier with window tint because it blocked out the lights in your mirrors. So it was easier to see what I was doing. And if somebody was there, if a car was there. So, it's just something that I don't believe in. And every time I've asked a cop, why is it illegal? I've always just gotten the response because it is. And I get that cops want to be safe if they want to do a traffic stop, and I totally understand that. That's why when I got pulled over in my old car for the window tint, obviously, I rolled all the windows down, I turned on as many interior lights as I could, and I put my hands on the wheel, and I didn't move until he approached. Because I'm showing I'm not a threat, I'm not hiding anything, I'm not being weird, you can look in, it's just me in the car, nothing weird going on. And I'll do the same when I get pulled over in my next car, because I know I will get pulled over. It's just for the sole purpose of the fact that police would like to look into my vehicle. I don't believe that warrants me, having my arm burnt in the sun because I'm not allowed window tint. It's just something that I don't believe in. I follow every other law. My car's registered. I have a valid license. It's insured. I follow everything. I pay my taxes. I follow every law. I speed, obviously. I'm not afraid to admit that. People that say they don't speed are liars. Everybody speeds at some point. And I try to speed smart. I don't speed through school zones on, at 3 p.m. I try to speed at a, reasonable time and place. And there's a certain time and place to go a little above the speed limit. But when it doesn't call for it, I don't do it. I drive responsibly. So I just don't believe that, me being a law-abiding citizen should have any suspicion towards me because of, window tint. Like, I shouldn't have to show what I'm doing inside my vehicle. There should just be this understanding that, hey, I ran this person's plate. They haven't had a single ticket ever, a single moving violation ticket ever. I'm not going to give them a hard time because it's not that big of a deal. That's kind of my understanding. And most cops will do that. Most cops will just, hey, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Some cops will go out of their way. And I've had a lot of cops, even in my old Crown Vic, oh my God, I'm overloaded. I cannot move. Okay. So we need to actually clear out this inventory because we are completely stuck. Well, let's actually check. Are we hungry? We are hungry. So let's go check our food real quick. 700 calories. Go ahead and eat that. Drink some of the water. I kind of like this area because the toilet water gives you like I got, almost 2 gallons of water here. So we're still a little bit hungry. Go ahead and eat like 500. That's perfect. That might be a little much, but whatever. Okay. Now let's kind of see what we can get rid of. Check this coat. We don't need that coat. Yeah, same coat we're wearing. Let's go ahead and just harvest that. Kind of cut down on the weight a little bit. It's going to be a very slow walk, I'll tell you that right now. These boots, I already have deer skin, so we don't need these. Harvest these for the leather. Really appreciate my upstairs neighbors right now. God, I cannot wait to not live in a complex. That would be amazing. Thin wool sweater. Let's go ahead and yeah, we don't need this. A lot of things we don't need. I mean, you gain a little bit of weight with the cloth, but not the weight of, the actual item itself. Not too bad. So yeah, I just, it's just a law that I don't believe in. I don't think it's right. And I know some people might have opinions about that, and I understand, and I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm just saying that for me, I don't believe in it. I think the benefits outweigh the negatives when it comes to window tint. And like I said, most cops, especially the younger ones, they're getting to the point where they realize, hey, it's California, it's hot a lot here. I mean, the sun is out every day, especially because we're in a drought. But they understand. I get it. Window tint, it helps. It really does. It makes a difference. And for me, like I said, driving a car for my old car that had window tint for 4 years, and now my current Crown Vic that has no window tint, there's a difference. There's a difference when your car sits. There's a difference when you're driving your car. There is a difference. So, it's all dependent on what happens. How the cop's feeling, that sort of thing. So, it's just something that I'm just going to do. So I wanted to get the vehicle inspected just to not have any hassle with kind of having this conversation with like a CHP officer, because I don't want to waste anybody's time. So I got it inspected and it's clean. It's good to go. So I'm going to get the windows tinted tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. And it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. So, I understand that window tint might not be for everybody, but definitely for me. I really do like driving cars with window tint. I mean, it's just a thing. We don't need this anymore, that's for sure. What we might actually want to get? Why don't we get the gun out? How about that? Just in case, just because we are the slowest edible target out here right now. Here we go. So we're going to go straight across the lake. Sorry, not a river. And right into that cabin. And that is probably where we're going to end this episode. This episode might be a little bit long, but that's okay. I didn't bring you guys, I'm a day late, so I'll bring you guys a longer episode. So it is what it is. But yeah, so we're going to slowly walk, very slowly, to whichever cabin we can get into, and that's where we're going to stay. So I can then, see, and that's why I equipped the gun. Where you're running to. Don't go behind that rock where I can't see you. Please chase a rabbit or something that is not near here or me. I would appreciate it. This looks sketchy, what I'm doing. Oh, God. Don't, dude. Go away, please. What are you doing? Okay, now you're running again. Now you're barking. Now you are running back. Is he trying to get me, but I'm like up on this thing? So he's like, oh, dude, you're going to get yourself shot just because you're acting weird. Yeah, he doesn't like me. He doesn't like me, but he also doesn't know. Oh, bear. He doesn't like me, but he also doesn't know how to get to me. Partly okay with that. A little concerned that I don't know where he is. Where'd he go? Bear. So there's a bear, which I'm pretty sure is just going to be instant death. There's a wolf around here somewhere that I'm also pretty, not instant death, but it's going to suck. God, bears. I have not encountered a bear. I've seen a bear, but I haven't had a encounter with one. I would like to keep it that way. I'm not sure how many bullets it would take to get to the center of that bear. Please don't break a leg. This really sucks. This was not a good idea. I mean, it's a good idea to stockpile your stuff and have a home base, but it's not a good idea to be moving like this. I mean, unless the bears are T-Rexes and it's one of those things where it's you don't move and he doesn't see you. Unless it's like that, probably not a good idea. Still looking out for that wolf. Also need to be concerned if that bear decides to turn back this way. Don't think he's going to, though. I think we're good. Let's just keep moving. Oh, God. Where? Oh, I'm going this way. I lost it for a second. I was like, where am I going? Okay, let's just keep going. I'm pretty sure that wolf just decided to leave, which I really appreciate, actually. Let's just make it. I see the cabin right there. Let's just get to that one. I hope it's an enterable cabin because it's going to take us about 40 minutes to walk there. Please let the gas station be in this town. And let that be the town and let the gas station be in those trees. Because if it's not, I might have to make like a temporary base and drop a ton of stuff just so I can kind of go to the gas station, drop off some, come back and, you know, make like 2 trips because this is not a way to get around at all. Oh, man. So, yeah. You know, just, it's things have been they've been going. I'm so sick of summer already. At first, you know, you're kind of like, well, temperatures. God, it sounded like something was running up on me. You're like temperatures are up a little bit. You're like, that's kind of nice. It's not bad. But now it's gotten to the point where my body, I feel like I haven't been cold. Like I haven't experienced the sensation of cold in months. And I absolutely hate it. I'm constantly hot, constantly warm. You know, like even running the AC for hours. And it's like, it gets the room temperature to 70. It doesn't feel like 70 is cool enough anymore. You know, it's just a constant battle with the heat, and I'm so sick of it. I can deal with being cold. When it's winter and I can leave the window open and it just gets, you know, 60 degrees in here, I can deal with that. I'm okay with that. There's no problems here. But when it's 80 in here and it's just I'm sweating like crazy. It's just I just can't deal with it. And like I said, when it first happens, you're just like, okay, whatever. This is just a thing. But when it's just like a long time of it happening, like weeks, you're just like, dude, this has got to end. This has got to stop at some point. And it's just like, I just can't take it anymore. So I'm really waiting for those temperatures to start dropping because I just can't. So sick of it. So hopefully, I mean, I know it's July. It's not really, you know, July, August. You know, we got to get through August. September, I'm pretty sure, is when temperatures are going to start dropping a little bit. Hopefully it starts raining too. I don't know how many Californians watch this, but man, it's been so dry. Everything's just a tinderbox. Hasn't rained. California's in a drought, so very dry. Very easy to light things on fire. So, just dangerous times. I saw a wolf walking, which I need to be concerned about. At least the one over here just kind of fucked off and decided to go somewhere else. And that bear is way over there, so that's awesome. But I do need to keep that in the back of my mind. I need to keep in the back of my mind that there's a bear in this whole area, because that is not something to forget. Because I don't know, I've never had an encounter with a bear, but I can only imagine that a bear attack is death. You don't get attacked by a bear like you do a wolf and fight it off and go about your day. I'm pretty sure you get attacked by a bear and you're done. So I need to remember that there's a bear around here and be on my watch. I need more bullets too. I only have 3. Good for wolves, bad for bears. So I'm still trying to dictate also if this is the actual town that I'm thinking of in front of me, or if it's down that way. I mean, it might be. I see that there is like a cabin over there. That might be the town, but at the same time, I don't think it was that close to that mountain last time. I'm really trying to remember here. I could shoot this deer, but I don't need the extra weight. I don't need that right now. How are we doing? Good. Wow, we are doing fine with cold. We are not cold at all. We're actually a little bit warm. Let's eat before we enter this town. Let's check real quick. I just want to... How are we doing on meat? What are we at calorie-wise? Yeah, let's go ahead and eat this. I'm eating the meat just because it's heavy. You know, it weighs 2 pounds for each one, so that's pretty heavy. I'd rather just get the meat out of the way. I have a lot of like canned foods and stuff like that. So eating the meat will help bring the weight down just a bit. We're still at 114 out of 66. That's terrible. Really bad. We're pack ratting like crazy. But I'm hoping it'll pay off. I really, really, really hope this is the town that I'm thinking of. And I really, really hope the gas station is where I think it is. Because if I know the gas station is behind those rocks, and there might be some of you screaming at the screen right now saying it's not, it's over there. But I honestly cannot remember. I'm a little concerned about how many wolves I've seen over here. Yeah, I remember last time I was here, you know, that when they released this new area, there's a problem with the wolf spawning. And I talked about this before, like there was just an insane amount of wolves. Like I literally remember getting attacked by 3 different wolves like 6 times. It was ridiculous. I could not get away from the wolves. I literally would get trapped inside houses for like days because as soon as I'd go out, the wolf would be right there. Excuse me. So, a little concerned. I mean, I know that they fixed it, but I still know that this area had a lot of wolves, and I know that they're not just going to get rid of all of them, and this is fine subsistence for wolves in this area. So, I'm a little concerned about that. Canadian flag on that. This one clearly is not entable. Entable? That's not a word. Enterable. I'm starting. I think my hopes are kind of going down a little bit. I don't believe the gas station is here. That gas station is definitely not over there because that's that little like logging area. Oh man, I'm starting to think. Because there was a paved road, I know that for sure. Starting to think that there's not going to be one. Well, there's going to be one, but I don't think the gas station's on it. Man, that really sucks. That's disappointing. Wow. Oh, God. That's kind of one of the things that you don't really think about. You know, survival. If you've watched like those, you know, survival shows like trying to think of a name like How I Survived or something like that. I believe that was the name of a series, like How I Survived, or you know, one of those things. One of the things you don't think about is like morale. Like morale is a big thing. Coastal town site. Yeah, I would think that the gas stations. I'm gonna pass this up. Might be a deadly idea, but I want to climb this and look over this because I see power lines, and power lines typically run parallel with roads. So I just want to make sure that I'm not like gonna camp out in this blue house and then just have like the gas station right behind me, because I would kick myself if I found out that. Huh? Is that a basement? I'm gonna have to check that out. Please be the gas station. Yes. And a wolf. And a bear. No, not good. This is not a good situation. I don't know why I just went into like an Asian voice. That was completely racist. Okay, if the wolf doesn't see me, I should be able to sneak in the front door. As long as he doesn't come around this side. Please. 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 Just let me get in. That's all I want. I don't want anything else. All I want for Christmas. All I want for Christmas. Please. 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 Oh, please. Come on. Oh. Oh. Wow. Relief. So much relief. Holy moly. Wow. I can't tell you how relieved I am. Feels like a huge weight. Wow. We made it. Made it to the creepy ass gas station. I'm just gonna make sure, I'm gonna keep my gun out just to make sure there's no wolves here. So yeah, this is kind of the home base. This is what we're gonna set up. We got a bed, and we got a ton of lockers and a ton of just storage space to put a ton of things. We got a fire barrel. You know, we got a lot that we can do with this place. So this is kind of where we're gonna set up home and be able to drop off a ton of stuff. Then when we go out, we scavenge all these houses around here. We have a place to bring all that stuff back and kind of start a stockpile, because this is kind of the central, you know, township area. So, oh man. But quickly, just before I end this, what I was talking about was, if you watch those survival shows about like how to survive, what you don't think about is morale. You know, morale, like keeping your spirits high. And as you saw, there was a dip and then a raise. Like, I thought we were in the wrong area. I didn't think the gas station was around here, and it turned out it was. And finding that out, you know, I was like, oh no, we didn't make it to the gas station. My morale went low, and I was like, man, that really sucks. I don't know what we're gonna do. And then cresting that little hill and seeing the gas station, you know, your morale shoots to the roof. So it's one of those things that you don't think about, you know, when you play a video game. You don't think that you would actually get like down and happy in that sort of amount of time by simply just seeing something like this. But, you know, that's what this game brings. I mean, it's actually, you're invested. Like this is you. You're this player. So when you lose something, it sucks. So, man, crazy episode. So yeah, what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to do what I typically do. I'm going to kind of pick this place apart, gather everything, and then start working on like putting stuff away and like kind of making reserves. So in the beginning of the next episode, the plan is to not be encumbered and to actually have quite a bit of space so we can go out to the surrounding houses around here and kind of gather up more material and hopefully not get attacked by the wolf that's out there, and more importantly, not by the bear that's out there. That's going to really suck. But we just need to be cautious. But yeah, so I'm going to do all that off camera to kind of save you guys the monotony of me going through inventories for 40 minutes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this extra long episode, and I do apologize for missing yesterday. I'll try to, things will kind of calm down a little bit. I wasn't expecting to have to do all this stuff so quickly. So appreciate you guys being so supportive. And thank you guys so much for watching this series. And remember to hit that like button. It does help me out and lets me know that you guys would like to see more. And I will see you guys next week, Monday at noon, hopefully, if everything goes right. And we'll continue our journey in the Coastal Township. So I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.